Hello, people of After 21. Before we jump into this episode, we have a quick announcement. As you know, we started After 21 with the objective of empowering 20 something year olds by sharing tips and takeaways on experiences that can help you get through your life after 21. And now we want to hear from you. So we launched a Google Form sheet. We want to hear a tip or a takeaway that's helped guide you as you navigate life after 21. You can find the link to this form in the description of every episode moving forward and on our socials. Catch us on YouTube at After 21 and on Instagram at Us After 21. We cannot wait to hear from you. With that out of the way, let's get into this episode.
Hello.
Hi, Rhea.
Hi, Apoorva.
Did we just start a pod?
Yeah, dude, I think we did.
Welcome back to After 21, everybody. Hi, Rhea. How are you doing?
Hi, Apoorva. I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. I'm super excited to introduce this month's theme, which is something very close to Rhea and my heart. Ladies and gentlemen, this month we're talking about fitness. What?
Woo!
So
That's a very pathetic woo, but it's fine.
It's also like Sunday morning for Rhea, and she is literally just off her bed.
Very much. But also, we're still good. It's an exciting conversation to talk about. I feel like fitness is a very broad topic, specifically for like South Asians. And Apoorva and I were just talking about how fitness kind of affects the South Asian body type a little bit differently. And it's not really something that's ever talked about. Just like what works for other body types doesn't necessarily work for the South Asian body type.
Yeah. Disclaimer before we even begin this episode is to say that everyone's body is different, and definitely South Asian bodies react to training very differently. That's not to say that, we don't want to discard other body types and other people from different ethnicities, but it's just after 24 years or a good decade of us training, we've seen how our bodies react, and we can attest that South Asian bodies definitely react to training differently.
I would also, I think, want to point out, so Apoorva is a college athlete. So like very much, it's not just I go to the gym. She has been professionally training for years and has firsthand seen the development of muscles within South Asian bodies versus other bodies.
Rhea, why don't you introduce the first topic of conversation that we're going to talk about this week?
So today we're going to talk about myths in fitness.
We've done myths before in the past. If you guys remember, episode 5 was about myths about your first job. As you can see, we're obsessed with myths, and we want to bust all the bubbles that we can with fitness, because I think it's such a subjective thing, right? Fitness, everyone has their own definition of fitness, and everybody thinks that they're overnight fitness gurus. And, in the age of social media and in the age of all of these influencers, there's so much information out there. We're not claiming to be fitness gurus, but like Rhea said, I have some experience. Rhea's definitely been in the fitness game far more than more college kids I know. So
I think one of the first things we want to talk through is spot training, and whether or not spot training works. I think it's something where it's sometimes you can feel like your body is perfect, but in one area you just want to fix something. You just want your butt to get a little bit bigger. You just want your tummy to get a little bit smaller. You just want your arms to get a little bit bigger. But while those are all things that you can sometimes try to figure out how to isolate and work towards, as a whole, spot training is a huge myth.
Yeah, the infamous summer bod training, or the abs for the summer. And this is for mostly the ladies, because men have their whole routine. I think men obsess about their biceps and their chest and their shoulders and, the upper bod. Women focus on the lower bod. But all you women out there, I feel you, because we both definitely fell into the trap of summer bod training. That never works.
No, I will actually say from personal experience, I think that the times when if I think of two areas that women focus on a lot, which is your stomach and probably your butt. I have seen personally that when I like do exercises specific to both of them, it's kind of like meh results. But for example, I started spinning a lot. It's like when I go to my cycle bar classes, I see a difference in both my butt and my abs, but it's not like I did anything to focus on them. It's just an overall activity that
Yep.
you like use those muscles so it gets better. But when you really spot train them, it doesn't, you're actually doing worse because you're not like stretching your muscles in a different way. You're not actually incorporating them in like a full way for them to expand and build.
Yeah, like I said, I was on a team with 12 women, and when summer came around, everybody would be in their bikinis, and they'd be super proud to show their abs and their booty and everything. And this is where the whole South Asian body aspect comes in. Our bodies are very different or they react to exercises very differently than other people's bodies. So that's something you have to remember when you go into these kind of trainings. Chloe Ting might tell you that in 6 weeks, you're going to get that six-pack bod that'll get you all the guys running in the beach. But let me tell you, 6 weeks of the same ab exercises is going to do more damage than good, because I remember I was on this like wild 4-week ab training thing that ended up giving me backache more than six-pack abs, just because you're isolating your body and you're just focusing on this one set of your body for however long, and all that's going to do is do more damage.
I went to a spin class yesterday. My butt is sore, my arms are sore, my back is sore.
Yeah, I mean, every time you approach fitness with the idea of trying to look like someone, you're approaching fitness wrong. And a large part of it comes, for women, it comes from like looking at models and looking at their six-pack abs. And for men, it's probably looking at Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson and looking at his like freaking biceps and being like, I want to look like that. But what you don't understand is, fitness is a comprehensive journey. You could look like a bodybuilder. Sure, in 6 weeks, you can develop those muscles and look like a model, but you're not strengthening your body in any way, because you're just kind of like making yourself look good. It's kind of like putting makeup on and making yourself look good. But when you take the whole thing off at the core, your muscles aren't strong. You're not doing anything.
That's also, I really like that you brought that up, because it's kind of like a lot of people approach fitness in the way of like cosmetology. So like you just want it to look good, but like there's a lot of value in getting stronger for yourself, for your body. Like your body carries you through your life. So you want to make sure you're taking care of it. You want to make sure it's strong, that it's like basically there for all the needs that you want, but that means that you're nourishing it, that you're taking care of it, that you're working all the parts of it. And I think that I like also that you brought up the fact of the back pain, because it's like when you isolate, like you said, like you're not taking care of everything. It's almost like when you work only like one part of your brain, you like sometimes lose some of the other skills. It's the same thing with your body. The second point that we want to talk through is fitness is a journey. It's not like, oh, I start working out and I'm going to see results right away and then it's going to stay. Like fitness is a long-term journey. It's like a lifetime marathon. You could work out very, very hard for like 1 month, and like maybe at the end of the month you start to see results, but if you don't keep up with it, your results go away.
Exactly. It's kind of like, you work on all of these muscles, right? You need to keep doing the maintenance exercises to keep them going. I can give you a personal example. Like I said, I've had a very bad back injury for a long lasting period of time. And there was a time where I did physical therapy for 6 months and my back was good for a year. Lo and behold, I forgot completely, did not do any back exercises. And now in 2022, we're back to the back pain.
I mean, I think it's also, even if you keep working out and you're consistently working out and taking care of yourself, sometimes you feel like, oh, I want to attack like this certain part of it, or I want to like fix something about my body, but it's not, it's still journey that you keep going on. Like it's not like a one and done type of situation, because your
Exactly.
body also adapts and it changes. And that's something we'll get into a little bit more into our next topic as well. But I think our main point here we just want to talk through is like fitness is a journey. It's a long haul. It's a slow growth. It's a process. You can't jump on cardio and hit the treadmill and just expect that like, oh, all of a sudden I'm going to get like that Kendall Jenner body. It's
Yeah.
a long haul process.
I'm so glad you brought that up too, because it's kind of, we go back to this point, and the one thing we want to tell you guys as you approach fitness is it's a lot about how you deal with fitness or how you approach fitness. It all starts with that intention. And if your intention is, I want to look a certain way, that's not going to help you. If it's more about, I want to feel good rather than look a certain way.
I think the other thing that's so interesting that people don't really talk about is like fitness looks different for everybody, and your
100%.
body looks different when it's fit to everybody. Like you can't really go in being like, you can say like, oh, I really like this person's body, but you can't really go in being like, I want Katrina Kaif abs, I want Kendall Jenner abs. Their body looks that way because of like multiple different things. Like you can never expect to be that way. Like I can give a personal example of like the two people we just talked about who have great bodies are tall. I'm not tall. My torso will never look that way because my torso is just not built that way. No matter how fit I get, my torso is smaller. My body itself is smaller, and I will never have that elongated stomach look because I don't have an elongated stomach.
I love that you say that, because a large part of busting this second myth is to also understand your body and the reservations that come with it. I'm tall. I'm probably taller than Katrina Kaif is, but your body is built up in a different way. You can't compare your body to a Katrina Kaif and say, I want to look like her. Maybe you can say I'm inspired by her because she works her butt off, right? Like you can look at her videos and say, okay, maybe I can try these. Maybe I can attack them on my body and see how my body is reacting. And that's how you recognize your strengths, your weaknesses, and then you build programs off of that. You can't go into fitness and say, okay, coach, I need to get better. I need to look slim. I need to look trim in a month. Then you're just going back to the whole cosmetology example. You're trying to look better. You're not going to feel better.
A huge part of fitness is also your like mental health at the same time. So I think when you also put those thoughts onto your head of like, this is exactly what I want to look like, this is what I want to do, sometimes you mentally cloud yourself and you don't see your own progress. I think like one of the best ways, and I've definitely done this too, I'm sure we all fall prey, is like sometimes you're not feeling great about yourself, so you're like, I don't feel good, like I want a 180, like I want to look amazing, and you just say like, I want to work out and like I want to push myself to the limits here. But there is a difference with being like, this is my end goal of what I want to look like, and then mentally blocking yourself and being like, I'm just gonna push myself to feel good, and as a result I will look good.
But with that, the third myth that we want to bust is the fact that there is one-stop shop kind of training that is going to give you all the results. That's not the truth. I think the closest example I can tell you, or that serves as a good analogy for this myth, is if you're going to put all your money into one type of investments like stocks or just bonds or just mutual funds, and then the stock market crashes, there goes your money. First tip of Wall Street, diversify your portfolio. First tip of fitness, diversify your fitness training.
I love that you said that, because I think very much in line.
First tip of fitness, diversify your fitness training.
I love that you said that, because I think very much in line with this goes like, your body gets accustomed to something. You cannot do the same thing forever, because your body will be like, they just learns it, the muscle memory learns it, and it's no longer challenging. Like I know personally, I need to challenge or change up my fitness routine at least once a month. Otherwise my body no longer feels challenging. Like something, if I start doing yoga in like a heated room, all of a sudden I'll burn like 5 with this goes like, your body gets accustomed to something. You cannot do the same thing forever, because your body will be like, they just learns it, the muscle memory learns it, and it's no longer challenging. Like I know personally, I need to challenge or change up my fitness routine at least once a month. Otherwise, my body no longer feels challenging. Like something, if I start doing yoga in like a heated room, all of a sudden I'll burn like 500 calories that 1 hour. But if I do it straight for 1 month, then all of a sudden it'll be 300 calories because like my body's used to it. The muscle picked up on it and it's no longer challenging.
I think the whole calorie concept also kind of messes with the whole fitness program, right?
Totally. Yes.
Like there's good calories, there's bad calories. Just because you burn calories doesn't mean you're getting any fitter. Just because you burn lesser calories, doesn't mean you're getting any less fitter, right? I think the whole idea here is to shock your body, is to shock your system and to shock your muscles, right? Like as a college athlete, I've played squash for over a decade now, and I see the downs of it now as I step out of my professional career and into a regular person's fitness journey. And my body doesn't like just 45 minutes of endurance training. I hate running on the treadmill for 30 minutes or 45 minutes because because the sport I played, squash, is such a short, intense spurt, like quick spurt of energy. I prefer agility training. So now I'm at the gym and I'm just like, I can't do reps. I'm bored. I need something that
it's so boring just sitting there.
Yeah.
You don't get enough. I mean, this is very personal, obviously, but like for me, working out is such a big endorphin release.
Yeah.
That like just sitting there and going like this, negative endorphins releasing.
Yeah, but that's what we're trying to say, is that you're so accustomed to a kind of training that your body is not receptive to any other form of training. I was listening to this other podcast the other day, and there's this Nike fitness trainer called Kirsty Godso. Love her to death, by the way. And she was saying that she's a big hit. And as a college athlete, I've played squash for over a decade now, and I see the downs of it now as I step out of my professional career and into a regular person's fitness journey. And my body doesn't like just 45 minutes of endurance training. I hate running on the treadmill for 30 minutes or 45 minutes because because the sport I played, squash, is such a short, intense spurt, like quick spurt of energy. I prefer agility training. So now I'm at the gym and I'm just like, I can't do reps. I'm bored. I need something that
it's so boring just sitting there.
Yeah.
You don't get enough. I mean, this is very personal, obviously, but like for me, working out is such a big endorphin release.
Yeah.
That like just sitting there and going like this, negative endorphins releasing.
Yeah, but that's what we're trying to say, is that you're so accustomed to a kind of training that your body is not receptive to any other form of training. I was listening to this other podcast the other day, and there's this Nike fitness trainer called Kirsty Godso. Love her to death, by the way. And she was saying that she's a big hit and strength gal. So she loves going to the gym, but she also likes mixing it up with high intensity interval training, which is like quick spurts of energy. Essentially a hit, for someone who doesn't know what hit training is short interval time, and you're pushing yourself for 20 seconds or 40 seconds, right? So she says that she likes to mix it up with Pilates, and she loves mixing it up with yoga because Pilates and yoga are amazing for hip mobility. So what does that mean? It means releasing your hips, making it less tighter, because when you go back into the gym and you're trying to squat, your hip is going to move more than it usually is, because your body does get stiff when you push yourself more. So, I think what it boils down to is there's no one perfect recipe. There's several different kinds of way you can push your body and challenge your body to develop that fitness.
Yeah. That's something that people often also forget, is different types of workouts challenge your body in a different type of way. And like very much, that's something that people often also forget, is different types of workouts challenge your body in a different type of way. And like very much a full spectrum that you need to have. Like, I think a lot of people get focused on like, oh, I do leg day 3 times a week, and then I do this, like, whatever. But whatever you're doing, and obviously, you know, I think we've stressed about this, you know your own body the best, but you also need to know how to challenge your own body and keep it going so that you're strengthening every single part of it. And also understanding what different exercises do to your body and how they can help.
Yeah, and it evolves with age too, right? As you get older, your priorities change. You know, we as are normal people now. We're not professional athletes. Our priorities are very different. Everybody has a desk job, or everybody's going to college or doing their grad school. It's very different. We're sitting at a desk. So there are other ways. Like, please don't think weight training or doing high intensity or Pilates are the only ways you can get fitter. You can go on a walk. You can go on a 40-minute walk and look at the clock and tell yourself, okay, I'm going to do 5K in this bit of time, and try to keep timing yourself the next time you go on a walk to get better. You can literally even do swimming. You can go on a hike.
It's a great exercise.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, so I don't know how to swim. So that's that. I've deprived myself.
Oh my God. I had no idea, actually.
Now you know. I've outed myself.
You did out yourself. I love swimming. I think swimming is such a good exercise. I swam in high school, and I don't think I realized how good of an exercise it was. Except I will say I'm like I don't know if it's a fitness nerd or what you would call it, but like I love feeling like I worked out. Like I like how you feel like hot after you work out and like you sweat, and swimming, you don't feel it.
You do feel the aftermath though, right? Like after you swim, when you cool down, you feel extremely hungry. That's like a sign of you pushing yourself really hard.
That's true, but I think I was doing it for like so long that that's normal to me. It's not like my swim journey felt different than my fitness journey because I was competitively swimming. So it was always for like
I feel you on that. Yeah, exactly. But for the normal folk, right? I mean, there's so much you can do. You know, there's literally, you can walk up a flight of stairs. Like if you have 8 floors in your building, go up and down the stairs. Like stair training is incredibly challenging for every part of your body, especially your glutes, if you really want your butt to grow.
We lived on the 7th floor in 2 of my apartment buildings, and I used to take the stairs purposefully because I'd be like, it's part of my workout for the day, let's go.
Yeah, I mean, don't they always say this? Don't take the elevator, take the stairs, because that's a great way to hike your heart rate up. So 100%. I mean, there you go. Like there's not one-stop shop answer to getting fitter. You know, don't tell yourself that if you get onto weight training or if you only do hiking for like the rest of your life, you're going to get fitter. There's so many different ways you can challenge your ego and challenge your fitness.
I love that.
But with that, I think we're going to quickly give you the takeaways / myths we want to bust through this episode.
First one was that spot training doesn't work. Spot training does not work. You want to make sure that you're being comprehensive and exercising your entire body. And that's where you'll actually see the difference in all the little spots you're looking to lose.
The second myth that we want to bust is once you pop onto the fitness journey, you're going to see results immediately. It takes time. Understand that fitness is a long drawn, lifelong process of learning, regrouping, and reconfiguring. So stay patient.
And then the last one is that there's one perfect form of working out that'll get you stronger. Fitness is like your financial portfolio. It's got to be diverse. It's like the type of food you want. You don't want to eat one kind of food every single day. You've got to diversify it and really give your body the benefit of being challenged in different ways.
With that, guys, I think one thing we do want you guys to think about as you exit this episode is to really understand your body and understand what kind of goals you want to set for yourself, not for the temporary purpose, but for a lifelong purpose. You can have your 6-pack abs, but what is that going to do when you hit 50? What is that going to do when you're going to be 60? We recommend that you focus on strengthening for the long term, then looking good for the short term. With that, guys, thanks so much for listening in to this episode. We can't wait to share more thoughts on our fitness journeys. Stay tuned, and we're coming to you next Wednesday to get you through your hump day. All right.